Welcome to yoga. We'll use a blanket today and maybe a strap if you have one around. We'll begin in standing position today. Finding your feet in mountain pose. Take a moment to make sure you are arranged and feel ready, and to wear clothing that works for yoga. Like if you wear something that doesn't work, remember that and don't wear it next time. But we just need comfortable clothing that allows us to move, as you can see. This moment, arrive. Maybe your big toes touch, or maybe you have your feet under your hips. Soften and close your eyes. Just feel your body. Feel the energy of it. Gather towards the midline of your body with your awareness, feeling the breath and the spine. Gently hugging your arms into your sides, calming. Notice your shoulders and ask them to not be forward or back, but to be centered and downward. And then lift at your heart center, lift to the top of your head so you have downward energy and upward energy in a nice balance. Kneecaps are upward, feet are pressing downward. Sounding breath through the nose, one more time. Cultivating a meditative state of mind, adding the vibration of sound. Hands on Anjali Mudra, the heart center, breathing in deeply. Follow the vibration of that exhalation. Feel the benefit of that long exhale. And let's take just a moment adding any personal intentions, holding the whole world in peace in our hearts, generating and cultivating peace with intention through yoga. And please step to easy wide feet. A little turn out of the toes, whatever helps you feel easy and stable. Less effort to gather towards the midline. Let's play with shoulders a little bit. Let's do a few arm swings, squeezing shoulder blades together behind, bring them forward, cross. Slow and mindful, please, with everything. Also, all to your own degree. It doesn't have to look any certain way, but I'm squeezing shoulder blades behind and stretching it out in front. A couple more times. Squeeze, stretch. Squeeze and neutralize. Lifting your arms up to the sky, turn your pinky edge out. See how high it goes. Just curiosity here, pay attention to shoulders up and down. Now the tops of your hands float up, a little higher, a little easier, a little more movement, and float down. Judgment free. Thumbs up, out to the side, even more space. Stay grounded, low belly in, grounded in your legs, and release. Last way, palms up. So we get a big turnout in the shoulders here, and we can go all the way up and bring your hands together, maybe elbows bent. Upward hand pose. Activate your legs, press the earth, ground in your low belly. It should feel a little challenging, and you want to support that work. Upward hand pose, one more breath. And exhale, float your arms down. Release. From easy wide, we can go back to bow twist to the right. So take your hands into fists, avoiding your nails, squeezing into your flesh. Let your belly be relaxed. You can turn your torso, turn your head, turn your eyes, and then activate your bow. Big aim behind you. 5 breaths with sound. Add the steadiness of your gazing. Drishti. Add the groundedness into your low belly. So breath, bandhas, and gazing. Come together. Bring it out one more time. Breathe out. Relax your hands. Come back to center. Other side, and you turn out a bit more so it facilitates this rotation. Add your hands into the fists. Push your left hand forward. Pull your right hand back. Gaze like you mean it, but with some softness. Just super steady. If there's something that you find challenging to let go of, let's aim it at that. Letting go is hard sometimes. Release, breathe out, return to center, and step into mountain pose. Ready for the sun salutations? Welcoming back the strength of the sun as we come upon springtime. Leave your fingers, press up to the sky, just to the degree where it feels good in your back, especially. Lift your back rib cage. Breathe out for a full tip forward in your pelvis. Go slowly down. Stay for several breaths. Let the back of your body stretch. Find balance in your feet. Tuck your chin in this pose. One more breath. Let your knees bend if needed. Half lift pose. Shins are a great place to work. If you reach the floor, that's also cool. It's the top of the head that's reaching forward, like you're in a ski jump. Breathe again, strong and straight, axial extension of the spine. Bend your knees, breathe out, bring down your hands, right leg and left leg back to plank pose. Wide feet, wide hands. Soften your face, your thumbs. Firm the rest of your body. Wide belt around your center. And stay calm with your breathing 2 more times. Only 5 breaths. Knees down. Release your feet. Then tuck your toes again and pull back puppy pose. So puppy is downward dog on the knees. We're trying to lengthen the spine. Hands are open, elbows up, head hangs down. So hips back towards your heels as much as they will go. Breathe into the center of your chest, one more breath. Release up to cow spine on your tabletop with the face forward, heart forward. Release to the tops of your feet. Breathe freely. You don't have to be with the breath cues, just breathe freely. One more time of your breath in the cow spine, gently extending into back bend, very little bit in the low back. And in cat spine, we can flex our spines really deeply. So curl under your tail, let your whole spine follow. Breathe. Breathe into any tight spots. Nourish your whole spine, one more breath. And then release it back to neutral. Look at your right foot, bringing yourself to side flexion. 5 breaths. You can let your thumbs relax in towards your fingers. Sticking the hands down and open. Wrists can be ahead of your shoulders or right underneath. One more breath out. Come slowly out of side stretching. Over the other way, look back. You can make a connection here once you're feeling set. Look at that foot and ask the top of it to ground. Give it some visual feedback. Even with years of practice, grounding the tops of the feet still takes a lot of thought. And it's against our nature, at least most of the time. Breathe out once more and come back to center. First child's pose, going back to your own degree, find your favorite one. So many ways here. Knees wide or closed, hips high or low, arms all over the place. We'll do it more than once. 3 more breaths. Developing that relationship with the breath and the evenness. Trying to create a balanced energy in your body. Forearm plank is super beneficial. Establish the arms first, stay on the knees. So hands together, interlaced or flat on the earth if your shoulders feel tight. Try either one today. Start just by walking your knees back until you feel a challenge in your torso. Maybe pop up to the balls of your feet. Pull towards the midline of your front body. Determination, balanced with a little softness. 3, 2 more breaths. Hug the earth with your arms, creating strength all around your back and your shoulders. And exhale, come down to your belly. Release your feet. Take your arms up overhead. Take a moment to ground, face down. Again, tops of feet grounding, hands grounding. Reach your right arm and your left leg away from each other, 5 breaths. Balance, effort, and ease. 1 more time. Release down, all the way. Breathe out. Inhale, lift up, 5 breaths. The energy of reaching. Keep your face downwards, your shoulders are off your ears, your neck is free here. Just a nice long neck. 1 more time, deep breath. And release. Ground your low body into the earth and take your hands up, chest up off the floor. 5 breaths, reach, breathe in. Exhale, pull down your elbows into your sides. 4 more. Shoulder blades squeeze together, lift up. 1 more time. Pulling energy. And come down and let your back rest for a moment from those strengthening exercises. Turn your head, soften your shoulders and your heels. Connect with the beating of your heart. You may rest your eyes, and if you do choose to close them in places in the practice, let your internal gaze come between your eyebrows. Other side, turn your head, shoulders down. Connecting with that earth energy. Coming up, back to forearm plank, and this time we'll walk up into Dolphin Posts. So get the forearms set underneath you. Let's see, what do we have to do here? Get our hips off the ground, so toes tuck under, come to your knees, walk your knees in, toes tuck under here, sorry. Lift your knees, 5 breaths. Uddiyana Bandha, the uplift in the low belly. Reach through your heels, even if they're up the ground. 4, press your forearms into the earth 1 more time. And breathe out, come down. Rise up, roll your shoulders back, cross your ankles, notice which way. Take your arms into equal pose or shoulder hug, so shoulder hug, or stack your elbows, fingers towards the sky. Lift up and gently back. This can be a nice way to stretch out your upper back muscles around your shoulders. Breathe into that space. Don't force it. One more time. Lower your elbows. Release your spine to neutral and release your arms. Change your feet. Balance. New way Other arm underneath, shoulder hug, or Gomukhasana. No, Garudasana. I think I always do that. Eagle pose. As if looking down from a great height. And your nose gaze downward and centered. Focus into the back body here as you breathe around your shoulder blades. One more time. Let it feel complete. Open out your wings. Release. Downward facing dog. So hands turn out a little wider than your shoulders. Press the circles of the palms into the earth. From your knees, tuck your toes. Lift your knees off the floor. Reach your heels towards the earth. Head hangs free. So here we can work on firming your thighs and also pulling the tops of your feet towards your thighs. Your toes might lift a little bit. Activating your shin muscles and stretching your calf muscles. Let your feet relax. One more breath. Come lightly forward with your hips high, stepping or hopping. And straighten out your legs. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, fold forward to your own degree. Stand up, breathe in. Use the bending of your knees and extending your spine. Rise up. Creating positive patterns that we can use throughout our life. Release. Fierce pose, Utkatasana. Feet together with the toes touching or hip distance apart, which works best for your body. Come on down, squeeze your inner legs together if your toes are close. If not, just squatting down. Come as low as you can. Focus on lowness today, on those open feet, activating muscles all the way up the legs into the hips. Just one more breath. Determined inhale, press and release. Hip distance now, if not already. And let's stretch it out in forward fold. Guide your pelvis forward, let your knees bend. Bring yourself long and down, wherever that is. Fingers can remind your low belly to fly upward here. That gives space for your rib cage to come out and down. Then maybe release your knees to a more straight position and take elbows or hold underneath the feet. Slow, deep breaths 5 times. Gently tractioning your wrists with a little pulling action if you're standing on your feet or standing on your hands. Sorry. And foot pose. One more time. Release with care. Stand up with mindfulness. Work with yourself. Find that power. Stand. Turn over to the right side of your mat, please. Step to wide feet, about a leg's length apart. Turn your front foot towards the mat, front of your mat, and over and down into triangle pose, reaching up and down. Floating your hand beside your shin or resting upon it. Reach up and down. Creating a lifting in your back arch can help stretch the back of that leg. One more breath. Warrior B. Float out your arms and bend your knee. Create a little more space between your feet if you need it. Try to find balance here. Equalness of reaching. Eyes off the front fingertips. Knees centered. You should be able to see your big toe down there. Staying for 8 to 10 breaths today. Stretching out the inner legs. One more deep breath. Straighten your leg, release your arms. Wide parallel feet. Bend your right knee towards your toes. So Prasarita lunge, that's heading straight forward towards your toes instead of turning out. To your own degree. And holding the thighs here. You feel your muscles working, breathing out, gives you a place to rest into. And up to the other side, center. Knee right out towards the toes, doesn't have to be a big movement. Strong, active legs, this dynamic strength, steadiness. Here's where it becomes dynamic again, is this press off. Strengthens all the way up. And release, step forward, other side. Triangle pose, starting with the wide parallel feet. You learn this stuff over time. You learn your stance, and then you check in. Turn your front toes toward the mat. The back foot can change a little bit, or it doesn't have to. So a little focus on lifting that back arch today as you come over and down. Hand floating or resting on your shin. Just touching it lightly. Do you need to tuck your tail under? Make sure you take care of yourself. Scan yourself. 5 breaths. Pressing into that outside edge of your back foot to help lift the arch and stretch the back of your lower leg. Just one of many things happening here. One more breath. Navel in, exhale, complete. Inhale, rise. Reach your arms, warrior B. Widen your stance a bit, but keep your hips to the side, coming down. Take time for this because we're going to hold it for a while. Big toe, gaze, front fingers, shoulders, rest on the rib cage. Stretching the inner legs, the chest, while keeping the back equally broad. One more time. Release. Goddess pose on this side with the turned out toes, dropping down the center line with an upright spine. Place your hands on your thighs. Bring your right shoulder towards the midline and downward. Keep your knees from collapsing inward. So really focus on your legs and then add this rotation to your own degree. Stretch out your back. Breathe out one more time. Release all the way up and rest up into star pose. Exhale down the center. Hands to thighs. Second side, shoulder forward and down. You're creating a twist. Seems like a good gardener's pose. Strengthens the legs and back. Stretches out the back along the spine. One more time, meeting challenges with a positive attitude. In practice, come on out. Just let it be playful, do your best, and let it be. Preparation for the cow face pose in the shoulders is Pashimotanasana, where we step right leg back, hips forward, and your stance, straight legs. The internal reach of the shoulders. So go thumbs down, reach back as far as you can. Take a deep breath here. Let your elbows bend and see if you can Hold on to your opposite wrist or press your knuckles or fingertips or palms together. Don't judge where you are. Let it develop slowly over time. Come up the center a bit if you can. Refine your foundation. Meditate upon the feet for a moment. Breathe in deeply with length. Breathe out slowly. So if you've overdone in your shoulders, slower down your spine as you come forward. Big toe gaze or forehead towards your shin, elbows up. Keep your feet open, trusting the pressing to be more stable than gripping. Side stretching pose, one more breath. It's okay if there's a little gripping in the rise coming out, and then relax your feet, release your arms and step out. Sometimes coming in and out of things, we grip our hands or the feet. Step back, find your stance, Pashimotanasana, side pose. Roll back, reach back. Come together, breathe in. Meditate upon this and this alone, this forward fold, till you find the precise place in your body where you can hold the position. 5 breaths. Sthira Sukha Asanam, steadiness and sweetness, balance. Bring a little softness when you are working hard is the message. Breathe out. Also, work hard to create strength and stability. Come up, release your arms. Stay on this side, come to warrior A, widen your stance. Hands to sacrum, tuck it under, that knee out. Hands to pelvis, gently guide it to a forward position. Fine. Still finding my stance. Okay, stance. And now bring your arms up, shoulders down. Bring your right arm into external rotation. So the thumb rolls back, reach back and clear your skull. Assist with the opposite arm. Stretching out your hip flexors on your left leg. Keep your knees centered. Lift your back rib cage, not just the front. One more breath. Release your legs straight, bring down your arms and interlace them behind you. Bend your knee and bow forward a little bit or a lot, lifting your arms away from your back. Humble warrior. Very grounding. One more time. Release up, straighten your leg. Make your way to the top of your mat for the other side, warrior A, and variation. Feel the energy of the standing practice. Step back, taking several rounds of breath here to arrange, tuck under your tailbone, square your pelvis and ground it. You can actually press down on the rim of your pelvis here. Setting the foundation. Shoulders are down, arms come up. Back ribs come up as well as the front. Come behind, bend your elbow. Maybe catch and assist it towards the center behind your head. Don't put pressure on your neck. Downward gaze. Let's work where you are today. Again, the back arch lifts. The front knee focuses on centeredness. One more time, breathe out. Inhale, let go of those actions. Interlace, maybe the other way behind your back. Bring out your knee again and bow forward, lifting your arms towards the side to any degree. Try to keep your feet open instead of gripping your big toes. Last one. Up we go. Let it go, let it be, step out. Be free. Reach to the sky. Reach to the ground. Slowly bring your legs back and your knees down. Optional to spread out your blanket here or some more kneeling poses. You can always have it there if you need it. But it can be nice even if you don't have to have it. Anjaneyasana, right foot forward. Your knee can head out towards your toes. Tail tucks under. Side bending. One more breath. Come out with slowness. Let's change to the other side. Use your arms and hands for support if you need to, or try balancing and not using them possibly. Come forward with your knee a little bit, tails tucked under, side bending, second side. So there's this nice open line on the right side here, including your psoas, your hip flexor muscles. This is a good everyday pose. Meditative, breath aware. One more time. Hug your navel in gently and release. Bring back your leg. Let's come to a variation of downward facing dog. Hands out. Toes tuck. We're just going to lift the knees like 2 inches off the floor for 5 breaths. Tummy strong. This is sometimes called the bear. Keep peaceful. One more time. And release down. Let's come back to the wide child's pose. So let's take a little time in yin. Now we're nice and warm. We're gonna stop the muscles and go into the fascia layer. So we'll start with the forward version, centered version. You can even turn sideways on your mat. You could put a blanket under the fronts of your feet or between your knees, between the fold of your knees. Come on down, wide child's pose. Let go. So we're intentionally creating compression in yin yoga. Just bringing some of that energy. The word Hatha is the sun and moon. It's got a balanced quality to it. So balancing the yang energy of the practice with some yin, some softness and stillness. Meditative. Rest your head down. I just got mine up so I can talk to you. And starting to work the liver and gallbladder energy lines in the body for springtime. Allowing this time to be part of your pranayama practice, your breathing, and that will lead you right into your meditative state. Be present. Let's allow this to feel complete, a little hold in that place. Come out with some slowness and to a position that is a counter pose. If you'd like to come back to downward facing dog, your choice. Always increasing your stamina will make downward dog easier with practice. Come down to your knees. Rest back for a moment, rest your arms. Rabbit pose. So kneeling and coming to the top of your head or your forehead. If you want to bring your hands to the floor and roll towards the top of your skull. It's very light. It's a little mini headstand, very safe. If you're feeling very secure, you could reach back for your heels. So I've heard this is very good for stretching the low back and helping heal there. And breathe out. Use your hands to help you lift up. Sit back in the little thunderbolt pose carefully for a moment. Careful of your knees, no straining. And sit up tall with your spine and let your energy flow, having stimulated the crown chakra at the very top of your head, just like floats at the very top. And you observe where else you feel energy in your body. Three more breaths, still and quiet. Let's come through and do some seated poses if you wanted to flow up dog, down dog to seated, or just come through and sit down. Find it, sit on your blanket, it's still there on your mat. Have a moment, tuck your chin, arms, hands by your hips, legs straight, toes pulling back, staff pose. Lift your chin, relax your toes, reach them forward. Pashimotanasana, the preparation. So this activates a lot of muscles that where we're often weak, and it helps open up any tightness across your chest and front shoulders. So the fingers forward, hands back. Bend your elbows and act like you're going to lift yourself off the floor, like you're going to lift up your hips. Stretch the tops of your feet too. Very active. I'm going to slip my hands under my blanket. That's a little hard. Let's take 5 more breaths. Focus on that, pressing the hands down. If it feels good, lift the plane of your face, gaze down at your nose, or keep your chin down. Last breath. And relax, release. Pashimotanasana. Standing forward fold, same, seated forward fold. So your knees might bend if they bend when you're standing. Tilt your pelvis forward, reach out. Take hold of your feet or your legs and bring yourself forward and down. And you can relax your feet a bit if you really activate it. The hands gently pull you forward. Rock side to side if it feels good, lengthening your sides. Return to center, breathe 2 more times. Shoulders in the body, belly in the body. Everything else reaching forward. Walk slowly back to seated. And let's come to Ardha Matsyendrasana pose. Right knee coming forward and left foot on the ground, coming around the knee. Come impacting yourself in this pose to whatever degree that's possible. And so we can make space for our bellies and our chest as we come around into the twist. You can adjust where this knee is. Let it feel like it's positive, stretching along that line of the hip and glutes, gazing back. Breathe out one more time. Slowly come back to center. Take your top leg out to Janu Sirsasana. Change if you need to for space. Otherwise, just come right on out into this a little bit lateral, a little bit rotation pose. Knee head pose. Forward folds calm the nervous system. Breathing out. That's part of their therapeutic action in the practice. Return to center for the second side, Ardha Matsyendrasana, half Lord of the Fishes. Second side. Set it up. Get your spine nice and tall so you have room for those bones to twist, room for your belly and chest here, and we can make it work for our bodies. Other hand open on the earth behind. Slowly, slowly breathe again. Feel the groundedness and centering of the exhale. Release your twist. Lift your leg. Breathe freely as you come out to the second side, Janu Sirsasana. Letting your head drop towards your leg or rest on your leg. Deeply breathe again. So it feels complete. Walk your hands in. And come to seated position. Let's pause here. You want to work on your firelocks pose on each side, or just that bringing away of the feet. So your stance is a little bit of a hip stretch, as well as an opportunity for breathing. Sit with samas as much as you can, evenness in your body. Feel the action of your breathing, the position of your spine. And no, don't make any great effort. Use your hands for support and feet grounding for support. Let's breathe into the right side of the nose. Using your brain to breathe into the Surya, the sun side. If you'd like to close your left side gently, you can add that for the last few rounds to deepen the effect. One more time. When it feels complete, let's draw the knees together. Feet together, hold your knees and just drape yourself forward. Stay very quiet and soft in your practice here. Sitting back, bring your knees together and do the other side of the cross-leg pose, if possible. Maybe playing with that, bringing out the feet so the shins are more parallel or stacked. Support your torso with your hands on your legs. Left side breathing. Chandra. Moon. What's the quality like? Just be curious. If you would like, add the gentle closing of the right side and continue. One more time. When that's complete, release. And come to your own counter pose from that hip work. If you want to just stretch it out, lean back. Give your hips some space. And time for back body work. And rest. Please bring with you your clothing and props for rest. Have a little sip if your throat's dry, just so you're not distracted by that. There's a lot of vata energy, a lot of dryness in springtime. Staying hydrated with warm teas. Come to your back when you're ready in bridge position. Head centering. Rest your sacrum into the earth. Let your back feel supported here. Let your thumbs roll out so your chest is open. And then turn your hands over and your arms beside your body. Salutations, bridge pose, lifting up. Press your feet, lift your hips. So make space. I have to slide my head away from my feet to make room to keep your head in that nice forward towards the sky position. Strengthening your hips and stretching your psoas muscles. Press your pelvis towards the sky, using your arms for support. One more deep breath. Just try to stretch out that front pelvis. Come down slowly. Breathe out. All the way to the release. Bring your heels together, toes turn out, and lift up again. Try the same thing. 5 breaths. Focus on stretching across the front of your pelvis. Working the muscles of the back body a little differently. 4, inhale. Exhale, one more time. Lower down slowly. Completely release your spine down. Then one knee at a time, bring it in. Do not disturbing your low back with jarring movement here. Go slowly and carefully. And making your back body feel good, stretching it out here on your back. What feels nice? Knees in, you can do one knee at a time. Happy baby pose. Just play around a little bit with this. A little freedom today with exploration. And then widen your knees as much as they will. Bring your hand behind your knees. Bring the feet up towards the sky. And try to bring your knees downward. One more breath, moving through. And relax. Let's straighten out the legs towards the sky. Ground your arms, point and flex, ankle pumps a few times. Relax your feet. Widen your legs slowly, letting your hands be open and ready to support them as they come down. Find that sweet spot. It's fine if your knees bend, where you've got a little stretch in your inner legs, not too much. Just let gravity release tension. Five, assist your legs back upright. Bend your knees. Bring both. Let's just roll over to the left side of your body or lying down twist. And you can add your blanket under your head and shoulders if you'd like, or just under your head. So in this one, we roll all the way to the side, stack the hands. You can have space between your knees if you need it to. Open yourself like a book with your upper body out and open. Refine if you need to. Breathe 5 times. The pelvis is neutral, neutralizing the low back. So this is an upper back thoracic spine rotation, including your head. And breathe out once more. Close your book. Stretch out your legs, stay on your side. Bend your top knee and bring it in. Bring your pelvis forward. And let's release over to the other side. Come through center. It's okay to have your head on a blanket. Roll all the way over to the left. Arrange your shoulders. Stack your hands in your knees. Then open up. Go slowly. Just check out. You might not go all the way to the floor. That's okay. Work with your body. Check in. Make sure nothing is forced here. So you can back off on the stacking of the knees. You can let your spine come towards your arm if you need to. That wasn't very helpful. Don't have to keep your pelvis stacked, is what I mean. Let it be restful. One more breath out. Stretch out your legs, stay on this side of your body, and stretch your heel towards your hip for a moment. Roll to center, let be. Shavasana, time to rest. This is an important part of this practice here. We get to store the prana, store the information. So take time, arrange, support, cushion, cover. Whatever helps you bring you into a state of peacefulness here. Let your arms roll towards your thumbs, palms up. So that helps your shoulders roll down towards the earth, releasing. Let your legs release out towards the pinky side edge. Round the hips all the way down. Breathe out, draw your navel towards your spine. Engage the muscles of your pelvic floor in and up. Squeeze it all into the center. And then breathe in, release, relax. Breathe out, breathe freely. And let your mouth open a little bit here as you rest, just supporting your teeth, maybe on your lower lip a little bit, just to let your jaw relax. Smooth your forehead on the inside and the outside. Soften your skull around your ears, around your eyes. And let your energy flow freely. Allow your belly to move with your breathing. If you notice there's any gripping anywhere, see if you can soften there. Ask yourself, if you'd like to deepen your breaths into the yogic breath, belly, chest, collarbones, and reverse, staying still otherwise. One more time if you're doing the big stretch breath. Relax, be still, just beginning to notice your stillness. Observing the quality of your mind and your body. This is part of you now. You can tap into this energy with your mindfulness skills, breathing awareness, body awareness. Start to change and slowly come to seated. Feel free to do this exploration in your own way. Just figure out how you want to get out of here today. Finishing in the little thunderbolt or in your easy seat. Bringing closure to practice with a few breaths together. Hands to heart, including that's our center of gratitude, so we can allow ourselves to feel grateful for all the things. And from that center of love and peace, the sharing energy, expanding peace, one person at a time. And out in the world, you become a source of peace in your interactions, in the way you approach the earth and all of it. Thank you so much for practicing. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.